Episode 1 Asta and Yuno. In Hage, a priest finds two babies abandoned outside his church. He takes them inside and discovers their names to be Yuno and Asta. 15 years later, Asta proposes to Sister Lily, who refuses repeatedly. Yuno and the other orphans criticize Asta and point out his lack of magic. Asta tries to show off his skills, but Yuno outshines him with his magic. Later, at the grimoire acceptance ceremony, a pair of nobles criticize the commoners there. Despite Asta not receiving a grimoire while Yuno attains a 4-leaf clover one, Asta challenges Yuno to the title of Wizard King, but Yuno ignores him. After the ceremony, the two nobles ambush Yuno outside the tower, but Yuno overpowers them. All three are then ambushed by Rivchi Salik, a former magic knight who plans to steal Yuno's grimoire and sell it. Asta comes to Yuno's rescue but fails. As Rivchi breaks Asta's spirit, Yuno calls Asta his rival. Motivated by this acknowledgement, Asta decides to keep fighting, which summons a grimoire from the tower. Rivchi notices that it has a 5-leaf clover, and when a large sword appears from the grimoire, Asta grabs it and the shadow of a devil appears behind him. Episode 2 The Boy's Promise. 10 years prior, Yuno was running through a trail and suddenly fell down. Asta asked Yuno if he was okay and came close to him, so Yuno could grab his hand and get up. Asta called Yuno a crybaby and told him it is okay since he got his back. Then, Asta and Yuno kept running along the trail, holding hands, and Asta commented that Sister Lily and the other orphans were waiting for them at the top. Asta started making a tantrum because he wanted to marry Lily. Yuno explained him that was not possible since Lily was a member of the cloth. Asta told Yuno that he was not finished yet and that he would definitely marry her one day as an adult, at which Lily smiled. Later in the church, Lily read to Yuno and Asta a story about how the Wizard King came to exist. After a demon had brought darkness and threatened to destroy the world, a brave mage fought and defeated the demon, returning dawn to the world. While doing so, Yuno appeared frightened and Asta was really into the story. The story ended and Yuno and Asta seemed very inspired. One day, Asta was admiring the view of the Wizard King's statue on top of the giant skull outside the church. Asta asked Lily if the Wizard King was an important person, to which the sister agreed and added that he was the most important person after the king. Asta stood on top of the fence outside the orphanage and told them that he had made up his mind. He would become the Wizard King. Lily seemed very surprised and Asta proceeded to list why he wanted to be the Wizard King. After that, Asta asked Lily if she would marry him since he was going to be the Wizard King, to which Lily responded that it was a completely different subject. Asta kept asking and the sister kept saying no. Yuno released a giggle about this. On December 12th, Asta was practicing his magic with no results. He seemed to be frustrated over why he could not use his magic yet. Lily passed by carrying a laundry basket and Asta told her that he would help her with the laundry, for which Lily thanked him. He then told her to marry him and she immediately answered no. He tried to ask her again but she kept interrupting him and refusing. Yuno came by trying to stop baby Nash crying, and Asta told Yuno to not start crying. 2. Asta said that because he was going to become the Wizard King, there was no difficulty in stopping one baby's cry or two. When Asta grabbed Nash, he started to shake the baby in a rough way, causing Nash to cry even more. Lily was able to stop Nash crying and Asta seemed quite surprised. Rika mocked Asta because he declared himself to be the Wizard King in a future. Father Orsi asked the orphans to deliver a letter to another town. Asta volunteered but Orsi chose Yuno instead. Asta told Yuno that he would go, but Yuno refused and grabbed the letter and left. In the town, Yuno delivered the letter and then was accosted by a drunkard, who took the boy's necklace. Asta noted that Yuno was running late. Yuno attempted to fight back with his wind magic, but the drunkard mocked him and his weak magic. Suddenly Asta ran in and tried to tackle the man, who knocked Asta aside. However, each time he was hit, Asta kept getting up and demanding the necklace. Seeing the bloodied and bruised boy's determination, the man eventually gave up and dropped the necklace. Yuno apologized for getting Asta hurt, but Asta reminded him that he would always have Yuno's back. Back in the present, Rivchi Salik freaks out about the grimoire and sword that appeared, while a devil-shaped shadow appears on the wall behind Asta. A swing from the sword nullifies Rivchi's chain magic. As he slams the sword into Rivchi, Asta declares that he will become the Wizard King despite not having magic and that not giving up is his magic. Rivchi is knocked unconscious and sent crashing into a wall. Asta explains that he trained his body physically since he did not have magic. Asta and Yuno recall the promise they made to each other and reaffirm their vow to become the Wizard King. Episode 3. to the royal capital of the Clover Kingdom. A city is being attacked by a giant demon. The first Wizard King then appears and defeats the demon. Over the following generations, the Clover Kingdom is protected by a Wizard King, who commands 9 squads of magic knights. The duty of all is to protect the kingdom, as well as the citizens, with their own lives. Asta finishes his 1,000 swings with the sword he got from his grimoire and proceeds to drink Maguro leaf juice. Yuno has been training too, chopping wood and shattering rocks. Both of them want to apply to the Magic Knight's entrance exam. Sister Lily and Father Orsi visit Drought to discuss their foster sons taking the exam afterward. Asta and Yuno race each other back to the church, and Nash claims Yuno won. The next day while Asta is training, Nash approaches him and says that orphans are too weak and poor to dream of becoming magic knights. However, Asta yells at him not to give up, declaring that he will prove anyone can. That night, Lily and Orsi prepare a special dinner of various Toto dishes for the boys before they leave in the morning. The boys depart and Lily remembers first meeting the boys and the night Yuno brought back an injured Asta. During their long journey to the royal capital, the boys continue training.